Despite being the only team to get a victory apart from Red Bull in 2023, we can say that Ferrari didn't typically enjoy a good season. That's motivated the engineers back at the Maranello factory to work hard on next year's car. And latest update regarding Ferrari's 2024 car, dubbed Project 676, has surfaced, suggesting the 2024 car will differ a lot from its 2023 predecessor. So what could we expect from Ferrari come 2024? Let's find out. Mercedes defeated Ferrari by 3 points to take second place in the 2023 Constructors' Championship in Abu Dhabi, after both teams experienced a season full of ups and downs with their peaky cars. Similar to its Brackley-based equivalent, Ferrari got off to a poor start in Bahrain with a car that it realized was not going to be able to compete with Red Bull. In addition to the SF23's lack of race pace, the Scuderia lost a great deal of ground all season long due to a variety of problems, errors, and reliability worries. Charles Leclerc's start to the season was not good, as he had to serve an engine penalty in Saudi Arabia after retiring from the opening race in Bahrain. Leclerc also pulled out of races in Australia and the Netherlands, was penalized in Austin for excessive plank wear, and was out of the race in Brazil due to a hydraulics problem on the formation lap. Due to a fuel system problem in Qatar, Carlos Sainz was unable to start a race and withdrew in Belgium after making contact with Oscar Piastri of McLaren. For 2024, Vasseur urged his squad to cease conceding so many points to opponents, claiming he has mentally compiled a list of all the points lost due to careless mistakes. "We started on the wrong foot in Bahrain when we had to stop. We were P3 and got the penalty for the second race. It meant for Charles it was almost 25 points of penalty," he said. "Plus the points that we were giving to the others with the two Mercedes that were behind us. But again, it is not only this one. You can do the list. Trust me, I have done the list a couple of times and have it in my head the classification without the issues. And overall, I think that you have ups and downs during the season. For sure, we gave up more points than our competitors, and that means it is another topic that we need to work on for next year, to be more opportunistic and more efficient." At the conclusion of the challenging 2023 season, Frederic Vasseur himself noted that driving the Ferrari SF23 was not a simple task. This feature frequently made the drivers lose the necessary confidence, which made things much more difficult. As a result, the two Ferrari drivers had to alternating weekends, frequently having performances that were far apart from each other. Numerous progressive moves were made throughout the 2023 season, with persistent efforts to get closer to Red Bull, at times to the point of embarrassment. The work was being done at a fast rate, and this must surely continue in order to profitably follow the learning curve. One objective was to develop the car as much as feasible in 2023 while optimizing resources and comprehending important technical aspects. Based on information obtained by an editorial team of an Italian publication very close to the Maranello team, Ferrari will review the recently finished championship following a well-earned winter break. In summary, highlight the things that were successful and the things that still give major headaches, modifying the DNA to turn a vulnerable mindset into a victorious one, where the victim culture is unable to survive. For instance, two tough races where nearly everything went wrong were Miami and Zandvoort, which signaled a significant turning point. But the working group of the factory was able to use what we previously referred to as cognitive tools to learn from these races, a kind of expertise that constantly maximized the available package and led the team towards the best configuration. Realizing their primary traits, all of this was accomplished. A focused investigation that made it possible to minimize some flaws and highlight the stronger ones more. Technical self-awareness was essential this season, and based on the information provided by the relevant parties, it will be even more so next season. The 2024 project is very different to the car we have this year, Charles Leclerc declared after Ferrari lost the Italian Grand Prix to Red Bull, although Fred Vasseur worryingly said it won't be easy to resolve all the car's weaknesses between this year and next year. But Ferrari are trying. According to Formu 1A Uno, the 676 project will see solutions inspired by the Red Bull project, with innovations of its own choices, not limiting itself to copying what was introduced by Adrian Newey in these 2 years of new regulations. Going into more detail, the Italian publication reported that while the aerodynamic appearance is not defined, with Ferrari continuing to update the 676, the team's goal is to maintain flexibility between existing features and new technical innovations. Ferrari will not be copying the Red Bull concept exactly, because doing so could lead to an Aston Martin-like situation where a team takes another team's concept and doesn't fully understand how it works. As Christian Horner and Helmut Marko put it, Aston Martin began the season with a third Red Bull. The car was developed under the guidance of former Red Bull employee Dan Fallows, but as they made updates to it throughout the season, they encountered problems that cost them points in the championship and performance. Ferrari is adamant about avoiding that, so they're adding a dash of Red Bull to what they already know. No sooner than February will the world see the form of the first Ferrari car designed under Frederick's leadership. Having the much-anticipated confirmations that the team have been waiting for a long time will be crucial. After all, a quick run around the track can confirm or deny the caliber of the work completed. The Maranello team is confident that things will be drastically different at the beginning of the 2024 season, so there aren't many questions in this regard. The attitude, particularly when things don't go well, is one of the dearest themes of the current racing team, an essential component that Ferrari prioritizes protecting and improving. It is only in this way that the capacity to turn obstacles into assets is revealed. Technical support must therefore be at its highest level, given that Ferrari's Project 676 has no plans on a massive concept overhaul. It would be imprudent, according to the Italian racing team. Conversely, are on a development pathway to maximize the benefits of the SF23. On the other hand, persistent errors need to be fixed and removed. Tire management is unquestionably one of these, a critical component in Formula One racing. Owning a highly competitive car, tire degradation becomes a deciding factor. It may seem insignificant, but pushing to the limits does require the best tire management possible. For the remainder, it is clear that despite much research, the Ferrari car has consistently demonstrated higher than average tire consumption. A concentrated effort is being made on the suspension dynamics, which in the near future must be able to generate the year-round good traction, along with degradation comparable to that of the competitors. In this context, having a larger setup window will be very beneficial. Finally, a problem that is not at all peripheral, despite the fact that it may appear so. Ferrari is aware of this and doesn't try to hide it. It is not advisable to repeat losing a lot of points because of unreliable performance. The same holds true for operations that are on schedule and blatantly extravagant plans. To put it briefly, the ideas appear to exist along with the desire to surprise. Whether all the nice words translate into action is still to be seen. So what do you guys think? What are your expectations from Ferrari come 2024? Is the hype behind the Project 676 just a PR trick? Or do you think Ferrari genuinely have something in the bag for 2024? Very much into your thoughts and perspectives in the comments section down below. And on your way down, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified of our future uploads, to keep yourselves up to date about the 2023 Formula One season.